Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the After Work Podcast. We're going to try to do this every Thursday night. I'm Jamie, and this is my best friend Anthony. And this is the NFL Week 18 season. We are going to go through our picks today, and we would like it if you could like and subscribe and tell us in the chat your picks as we go through ours. So I think maybe we should start with Saturday, January 4th.
Yeah.
We've got the Browns at the Ravens. I have never seen a lopsided game like this. The Ravens are favored by 20 points. It's 20.5 points they're favored by. I've never seen anything like this. It's going to be a slaughter. The Ravens are going to go out there and beat the hell right out of the Browns. It's going to be pretty crazy. I wouldn't mind seeing the Browns keep up with them and cover that.
That would be
spread.
nice, right?
Like only lose by 10 to really. I mean, because a friend of mine once told me, I don't subscribe to the theory that a good loss is good for a team. But if the Browns can hold them to only a field goal away or something, that's a good loss, dude.
Especially with that line at 20 and a half in Vegas. My God.
I think so, man. That might be pretty fun. 20 and a half points. I've never seen that before.
I've never seen it either. No, I've not. And I know the Buffalo Bills had something that was like, I think they were favored for like 10 or 14.
I mean, there was a few times when I was younger that the Chiefs might have been dogs like that, but not these days for sure.
Herndon.
We've got a Chargers fan. All right.
Right on,
What's
Herndon.
up, man? I like the Chargers a lot, bro. What do you think? Do you think that the Browns have any chance in heck to even come close to the Ravens? The Ravens are favored by 20.5 points. What do you think, bro? What's your pick, Chargers fan?
I think it's landslide. I think the Ravens are a good. They got a good team. They have a complete team. If anybody's going to probably contend with the Chiefs, it would probably be being that Ravens team. I love my Bills, unless that damn defense can come together. But we'll see.
Yeah.
They all worry me.
Us too, for sure,
Right?
brother. Us too. I am not confident about this one, but I hope the Chiefs can do well. The Chiefs are. We'll talk about the Chiefs game in a while, but I'm not confident about the Chiefs pulling through this whole season with all of the injuries and all the guys being fairly mediocre on offense. I'm really hoping that the Chiefs have been holding back, but that's really hard to do when you're trying to get 15 wins.
Yeah, right.
Gracious.
Still have one more.
Watch
game.
out for the Chargers, though.
Yeah.
This kid's team is going to mess us up for years, dude. As soon as Andy Reid retires,
John Harbaugh is a hell of a
both
coach.
Harbaughs
Yes.
are going to take over the football.
Mhm.
We're going to just watch Harbaugh against Harbaugh crimes every season.
Big brother, little brother's going to bite each other's kneecaps.
Chargers always seem to win or lose by 3 in the last minutes. Okay, this is not Phillip Rivers that you got anymore, brother. Yes, Phillip Rivers. I used to call him Pip. Pip Rivers. You could count on him to throw your team 4 or 5 touchdowns at the end of a game. But Justin is a different animal. I really like Justin. And when there was bad coaching going on and analytics garbage going on over there, Herbert had a hard time because they were forcing him to make plays that he didn't want to make. Harbaugh's the kind of coach that'll say, if you see it, get it. Let's go get that touchdown,
Right.
All right, let's go to the next one. Sorry about bumping everything.
Yeah.
We got the Bengals at the Steelers. The Bengals being favored by 2.5. Do you think the Steelers are going to allow them to be in the playoffs?
I don't think so. Honestly, the Steelers did beat them last time they played. It was a shootout. The Steelers won. I think it was like 42-36 or something to that effect. I don't know exactly, but I know the last time the Steelers did play the Bengals, it was a shootout, and the Steelers prevailed. So I think this could go either way. But on paper, he's awesome for Herbert. Yeah, I agree.
You know what? Looking at Herbert on the TV, he's awesome. That's a good-looking kid, man. You guys have Wonder Boy as your quarterback. I got a bro named Brandon, and he's a Chargers fan. He's one of the 8 of you Chargers fans that there are existing on this planet Earth that we have. Yeah. So you and Brandon and like 6 other guys, right? So I used to tell Brandon when he got Justin Herbert, I said, it's coming, man. It's switching around. You guys finally have a real franchise quarterback. It's not like Pip Rivers getting put in there because Drew Brees was short or something.
Yeah, right.
Can't believe they got rid of Drew
I know,
Brees, dude. That's Drew Brees.
Where did he go? He went to the
He
New
went
Orleans
to the
Saints?
Super Bowl. Was
Yes,
where he went.
did that as well.
Man. So I'm picking the Steelers to win in this Bengals at Steelers game, man. I think their coaching. I'm just gonna say this: all of their coaching is really good over in Pittsburgh. And they've got a ton of talent, but I don't think that they're gonna want an extra guy from their division, an extra team from their division in there.
No.
I'm not happy that the Chargers are in the playoffs with us. I want to be just the Chiefs in the playoffs because the Chargers know our game too well. See, you don't.
Yeah, you guys play 2 times a year.
Yeah, you don't want your divisional opponent in there with you because
no,
they
not
are
at
going to
all.
kick your butt, right?
Not at all.
Unless it's Denver. I mean, then you can just play your backups and probably still get a win.
Yeah, the Steelers do have the momentum, but they, I believe, are on a 2-game losing streak.
So, but against who though? I mean, they lost to the Chiefs. That was not an easy game for them. The Chiefs went out there playing their playoff style, and they beat the tar out of the Steelers. Show them what's coming, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Pardon me, but I mean, the Steelers have gone up against a lot of really good teams this year. They haven't been playing all slouches or anything.
Oh yeah, they're on a 3-game losing streak. They lost to the Eagles, to the Ravens, and the Chiefs. Now they're playing the Bengals, which the Bengals are playing pretty hot.
Hold on though. The Bengals are playing hot against losing teams.
That's true.
They're not playing hot against winning teams.
Mm-hmm.
They've got what 1 or 2 wins against over 500 teams or something like that. My facts are guesses. He has the facts.
You sent me a link. You sent me a text the other day about.
That's right.
Where are you? Here you are, right here. Let's go through here and let's check.
Yeah,
this
right
out.
there.
There we go. And
this is good.
Let's look.
So the Chiefs are at this point when I sent this, the Chiefs were 7-1 against all of these teams that are lined up to be in the
currently
playoffs.
in the playoffs.
What are the Chargers at? The Chargers are 3-4 against all these teams. That's not bad. That's a 50-50 chance. I like those odds when I'm playing like Texas Hold'em heads up or something.
and we're gonna have to look at the Bengals schedule because I do not know.
The Bengals aren't going to make it in the playoffs. It's not a playoff team. If you have to rely on another team to beat somebody to get you in, I don't think that you're even worthy to be there. You know.
I think they are winless against anybody in the playoffs this year,
except the Broncos, right?
Did
they beat the Broncos?
Wow. No, I think the Broncos. No, they did beat the Broncos.
Steelers have the momentum for sure. Okay, so the Chiefs at Broncos. The Broncos are favored by 10.5 points because we're gonna sit everybody. If you stubbed your toe 3 weeks ago, Andy Reid is sitting you. You know, he wants everybody tip top for the playoffs. That's his style. He's always done this. But I think the Chiefs' backups are going to come into this game trying to prove that they're Chiefs. If they can prove that,
I think this is going to be a football game.
Be Chiefs. Right?
I think this will still be a football game. Steve Spagnuolo and that defense is still going to dial up what he's dials.
All the backups have been playing most of the year anyway.
Yeah, they have. But I do like Bo Nix. I do like that young kid. I think he's really, really good.
I don't believe or whatever those dudes say.
Yeah, believe. Yeah, I think he is inconsistent at times, but he's also very, but when it comes to other things, with the game on the line, like last week, like that offense sputtered,
Well, Bo, he shows sparks and flashes of greatness.
Yes.
But, not enough to go out there and say, look, this kid's going to contend with like Herbert and Mahomes. Herbert already contends with Mahomes. Yes. It's really close every stinking time, like really close. And I think Herbert can contend with Lamar. He can contend with Josh.
Yeah.
So if you're going to talk about who's going to be up there contending, I don't think of all of these new quarterbacks that are out here. I don't think it's going to be Bo Nix. I think it's going to be that Jaden Daniels kid from the Commanders. Man.
Yes, that kid is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure. So, who are you picking, Chiefs and Broncos?
I say it's even, but I would probably say the Broncos by 3. I think the Vegas has them at 10.5
Yeah.
for being favored. I see by 3. I think it's still going to be a close game. I think the Chiefs are still going to play great defense. I don't see this.
I think
game
the Broncos are going to beat our butts, and the Bengals are going to cry and say it's because the Chiefs are afraid of a team that can't beat anybody. Jeez, I saw them on the chats on the other channels. The Bengals fans were like, "Oh, Kansas City's afraid."
Mhm.
Really, really, because nobody else is afraid of you. Why the hell would the Chiefs be afraid of you, right? No way, Broncos are good, but they won't beat the Chiefs.
Well, Patrick
Okay,
Mahomes,
bro. Everybody's sitting. Seriously, everybody's going to sit down. We're going to have third stringers out there and practice squad guys out there for real. This is going to be. We're not even going to run the first series with the starters, man. It's going to be straight backups, and then by the fourth quarter, practice squad guys. We're not trying. And it's not because the team's not going to try, but it's not because they don't want to win. It's because they let their backups do this every time Andy Reid secures a number 1 seed.
yes,
Every time. That's Andy Reid. He's been doing it. He did it at BYU. When he was coaching at BYU, he did that. He
and
did
then
it
went
at
to
the
Philadelphia.
Eagles.
Yeah,
He's done it everywhere he's ever gone. I think it's a brilliant move because you guys get rested. And I know there's an argument, though, if you rest your guys too long, do they lose what they need to keep for the next game? But not in Kansas City.
no.
Figure this. We have taken the worst pick for the last 6 years and developed them into starters.
And another thing about Kansas City that I like with Patrick Mahomes is when he's practicing like he's trying to get that starting position, even though he already has it. That's how he practices.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
Mhm.
When he hurt his ankle a couple of weeks ago and they were talking about putting Carson Wentz in,
and he said, "No."
I looked at Mahomes' face and I was like, he ain't going to let that redheaded turkey take his spot. Not even for a day.
Not at all.
Week 18, maybe. Yeah, Mahomes has more win in him than he has quit for sure.
That's all.
Let's go to the next game, bro. We got the Giants, poor Giants, at the Eagles. Is Hurts still hurt?
Hurts, I believe, is not going to be playing this weekend. I don't know. I couldn't tell you about that.
Eagles are favored by 3 points. This is why I'm asking if Hurts is okay.
But they are sitting Saquon Barkley down, and they're. When did they start?
Hey, man. So straight up, I really liked Andy Dalton. He was probably one of my favorite quarterbacks to watch. And yes, he's the Red Rider, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's pretty funny you said that, though, because what I was always wondering was, when the heck did they start letting teams wear a hideous-looking orange like Denver when they play in football? Because at least the Chargers have good-looking blue and then the lightning bolts on them and stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty boss, I mean, even the Jets have like a cool forest green, like a
yeah, close to the Eagles. So with Jalen Hurts, he still has that concussion left finger issue.
Okay.
He has not practiced at all this week. I don't think he's going to be starting. I know a lot of.
You don't think he'll be back for next week, mate, or for the playoffs?
He'll be back for the playoffs, but he's
because concussion protocol is not that long.
The Eagles are already locked into the second seed, so they don't
why bother?
They don't need to start their starters at all,
and they're still favored.
Yeah,
I bet you they have a handful of starters out there.
They
rest them quick.
But Saquon won't break the record of Eric Dickerson's.
Saquon's not going to play.
He's not. Nope. He's only like 110 yards away from breaking that record, and the
why bother
Eagle,
though?
Yeah, the Eagle organization already stated
it's more important to be healthy for the team. Bro.
Exactly. They were like, we're not going to risk it. Not going to risk him getting hurt for the playoffs. We want him, and he's been a big focal point for that offense. So
that kid's amazing. Amazing. I mean, yeah, all right, he's got literally 3 extra games, but he's already at just massive amounts of yards. What's he got, like 2,100 yards or something like that?
yeah, he has 2,100 yards. I think.
My goodness, dude, I couldn't run 2,100 yards in a full 365 days, let alone 17 games.
Right.
I'd be holding my side. Oh, so tired. All right. So yeah, I'm thinking that the Eagles still pull that one off. I would like to believe that the Chiefs could pull theirs off, the Eagles can pull theirs off, but it's all backups, no starters, you know, and that's a really hard pick to make. The Ravens one was easy.
Yeah, well,
you know the Ravens are going to win that. If Vegas says 20 points, sucker, I'll give you 20 points. And
right. The Giants surprised everybody because they had. I understand, about how you feel about tanking and the draft picks and all that stuff. But the Giants had the number 1 draft pick, but they screwed it up by beating the Colts, and now they're like in third seat. Now they're in third place to get that draft. Yep, exactly.
All right.
Saquon Barkley has 2,005 yards rushing.
Apparently,
awesome.
The West Desert has showed up in the house. It's on now.
Hey, how you doing? Good evening.
What's up, big boy? All right, so we have a Vikings fan and a Chargers fan in the chat.
Nice.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
I kind of like both those teams, dude. I know I'm a Chiefs fan through and through. I'll never switch teams or anything. But if you're gonna play the Raiders, I'm rooting for you. I'm kind of happy that the Chargers and the Broncos probably are both going to make the playoffs. That just makes the AFC West look so stinking tough.
Does.
Love the AFC West, man.
As well as the NFC North, man. Unbelievable.
I mean, dude, that NFC North, that's a good division.
Right?
I hate the Raiders, dude. Seriously. All Raiders fans can do is stand in your face and go, Raiders! Raiders! And you're like, come on, bro. Your team sucks. Give me one fact. Raiders! So, yeah.
Eagles have this game.
I think so, too. Ooh, here's a good one. Bears at Packers. I don't like the Bears.
I'm not a...
Actually, wait. I really like a lot of the guys that the Bears have on their team. That they have some talent there that's going to be wasted in that garbage organization. Just makes me ill in my stomach knowing that some of those guys' careers are just hosed because they're stuck with the Bears. Horrible ownership, horrible coaching, the worst stadium in football, the smallest stadium in football, and the oldest stadium in football.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the oldest stadium. Yeah, it smells like it. I've been there, Clean the place up. Do some work on the thing. Ugh, come on. And Bears fans, stop booing your own team. What kind of disrespect is that, man? All the bad seasons. Tell you what, Chargers fan will agree with this. In the bad seasons, he's still there. He's still there. And he's still loving his guy.
Exactly.
And that's how Chargers fans are, bro.
Yes.
And that's how Chiefs fans are, too. I've seen Bills fans go through some shit. And I know West Desert Life has been through it, too, being a Vikings fan. That's rough, bro. We've all been through it. And I might just be lucky because my team did something amazing. I'm living my childhood fantasy right now with how good the Chiefs are doing. I didn't think they would ever even win a Super Bowl in my lifetime. I thought it was just doomed to be mediocre. Chargers fan has a chance.
Yes, he does.
Within a couple of years, they're probably going to get Justin Herbert a ring, dude.
That's a possibility.
I got a feeling the Chiefs are going to fall off pretty soon because we might lose Spagnuolo. And then Andy Reid, if he gets a three-peat, he's going to retire probably. Kelsey's going to retire. And then the Chargers are going to just take over the West, bro.
Yeah.
And West Desert Life, look at Sammy Darnold go with all that damn talent they have on that team.
Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. Oh, my heavens.
Dude,
Aaron Jones.
I I get goosebumps thinking about that catch they didn't let Justin Jefferson keep. Two
Right.
fingers, doink. Just flying through the air. Man, that kid's good.
Well, the Packers are playing for the 6th seed because if they lose this, they're
favored by 10 points.
Yeah,
The
they're
Packers
favored by
are gonna
10.
beat the crap out
Jair
of them.
Alexander, their all-star, their all-pro corner is out. He had to get surgery today, and he's a week to week after that. And I believe if the Packers can advance farther into the playoffs, he could possibly return. All right.
We got 4 total. We got 3 rings with Mahomes, and then 1 with cool Lenny Dawson, the guy that was smoking a cigarette on the sideline during the Super Bowl, like halftime, and he's like, yeah, "What's up? That's cool, Lenny Dawson, Lenny the Cool." But yeah, Mahomes has 3. This will be his 4th ring if he can get one this year, but it'll be the 3rd in a row.
Yes.
Which is just
amazing,
crazy.
Yes.
I hope 3 in a row, bro. 3 in a row, I'm good. I could just like scurry back off into the forest and be irrelevant for the next 2 decades. I don't care, man, because it's already happened for me. I think it's really fun watching this three-peat. But if it happens, I'm good, man. I don't think I need any more. But if it doesn't happen, you guys are hosed because I want my Chiefs. Because I'm gonna want my Chiefs to win freaking 7 more rings,
Right.
just to stuff it in Brady's face, right?
Yeah.
If the Chiefs three-peat, takes away any argument with Brady being better than Mahomes. I don't care what they say, any argument. But if they lose, look out NFL because they're going to come in hot trying to get another one next year.
They will come in next year, and I bet Spags will still be with the Chiefs.
If they lose,
Yep.
I think everybody stays and tries
Yeah.
for another one. Mahomes is just starting. Yes,
he is.
This is his what? He was drafted in what 2013.
I think it's like his 7th, 8th season.
What was he? When did he? It was Kelsey who was brought in 13.
Yeah.
So Mahomes got there in like 17, I believe. 2017, I think, dude. But yeah, so he's like 7 seasons in, 8 seasons in. This would be his 8th season, but he only started 7 of them. He only got 1 game his very first season.
Yeah.
It was against Denver, and he beat their ass. That was pretty good. All right, so we both picked the Packers.
I'm picking the Packers because they want that 6th seed.
Yeah. About Panthers at the Falcons, kind of a game that the Falcons need.
They need this game to
stay relevant.
Yes.
Like to stay in the mix.
Because the Falcons need to win and the Bucks need to lose.
Yep.
For them to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, but the Bucks ain't gonna lose.
No. And
the Bucks
the
are playing the
Panthers,
Saints.
Yeah.
Everybody on the Saints seems to be hurt.
They suck.
So no, they don't.
Well, no, they're hurt, but they just
but
they need a quarterback.
But they have Derek Carr, who sucks.
They need a quarterback.
Derek Carr.
But those Panthers
cry as much as Tony Romo. Really? Come on, Derek. Give your nuts a tug.
Right.
You know?
I really do like the Panthers and
I
how
picked
well
the Falcons
they played.
too, West Desert.
But Chuba Hubbard's hurt. They're all-star running back. He's hurt for the season. He's done. Yeah, Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba is a cool name.
Yeah, right.
Chuba Hubbard.
Had him on fantasy. Did it really well,
awesome.
But he's done. It's
anytime someone says Nick Chubb, I giggle a little bit.
But wouldn't that be crazy if the Panthers would upset the Falcons? But
the Falcons are favored by 7.5 points.
But they do have that young rookie starting, and he's done really, really well. So I think we've seen the last of Kirk Cousins in the Falcons jersey.
The Jets should probably pick up Kirk Cousins or somebody. I think Kirk Cousins would probably be a good pick for the Jets. Yeah. He would actually get them to a playoff if they can keep him from getting hurt. But I think, honestly, if the Raiders were to pick up Sam Darnold, like if Minnesota doesn't give Sam Darnold, say, Baker Mayfield money and keep his ass, then I think the Raiders are going to try to get him.
Yeah.
And that's going to suck for all of us in the West, you know. Oh. God dang, Sammy D looking good these days,
but
man.
Can he play in that system that the Raiders have going on? I mean, because
You know, I don't know if that system is friendly to any of their players.
No.
It is a fucking shit show. Pardon my language. The Raiders don't really have a system. They
No,
have a
they don't.
circus.
They do.
It's a circus over there, man.
You want to go see the 3-ring circus? Go to the freaking
Let's
Las
get
Vegas.
to the next game. We got the Saints
Yes.
at the Bucks. This is the one he was just talking about. So the Falcons need the Bucks to lose, and they need to win to stay in.
Yes.
I don't think the Saints are going to cover 13.5-point dog. I mean,
No.
the Bucks are favored by 13.5 points. I don't think the Saints are going to be able to cover that. They've got nobody at quarterback. Who's their
No.
quarterback? Do you know?
Oh, Rattay.
Nobody knows.
Tim Ratty, whatever his name is.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
That's right. They got nobody at quarterback, man. They're letting practice guys be quarterback.
Right.
Saints are doomed. I've got a guy that went to the Saints from the Chiefs that I really like, and I've been watching him. Actually, quite a few of my guys go to the Saints. I like defense. The Saints takes our defenders a lot of times after a
Tyrann
season.
Mathieu.
I mean, they took Danny Sorensen
Yeah, that too.
right here,
Sorensen, Matthew,
and they took Willie Gay Jr.
and
you know,
wow,
Yeah, dude, the Saints pick up a lot of Chiefs players, a lot,
dang,
but they're not going to win this game.
no,
Got Commanders. Here we go.
Cowboys.
Jaden Daniels.
I love this
going
rookie.
to the Cowboys to kick their butt.
I love this rookie.
I do too. He is fun to
Jaden
watch. Huh?
Daniels is going to be rookie of the year. I'm telling
So
you.
I was watching the Vikings and the Packers game last weekend, and I was sitting with our friend Guy,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's a Packers fan. Game gets over, so then the Commanders game comes on,
Yes.
and I go, "Watch this kid right here. Watch this kid right here, Jaden Daniels." And I'm telling you what, the first thing he does is go out there and just prove me right. Just prove that
Yes, and they are
how
hot.
great he is, dude.
Yes.
It was beautiful, man. That kid is really, really talented, man. He's got some wheels on him too. When he takes off and running, so everybody's rushing and there's no receiver open, and so he takes off running. He's got some wheels, man.
And he's very accurate too.
Oh yeah, he's got a hell of an arm for
Yes.
sure. Pinpoint for
Mhm.
sure.
Those Washington Commanders
They
gonna be
are hot.
happy.
They are hot.
Yes.
Yes, you are right. The Cowboys are gonna cry. Yeah.
Hey, I think we should have like a bet on this game to where or have a game, right? To where every time they show a Cowboys fan crying, take a shot. I'm telling you.
I don't know if I can drink that much booze, bro. I mean, I don't want to pass out by like 2 in the afternoon.
Or maybe just beers, maybe just drink a freaking beer, chug a beer. As soon as they see the Cowboys fans cry on the sideline.
Commanders are favored by 6. I think the Commanders win by 14.
I bet they'll probably put up triple digits, maybe. Wouldn't that be something? Yes, right? You'll need 2 bottles.
That's just for me. Hey, what about him?
It'll be staggering.
God, Jaguars going to the Colts. The Colts are favored by 5 points.
Anthony Richards will be in this game this
Yes,
time.
he will.
He will. The Colts will win.
Definitely. Colts win. Definitely.
Yeah.
We got the Texans going to the Titans. A lot of people might think these are irrelevant games and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but these guys are playing for their job. They want a job next year. They want to still be on a NFL roster. And so I think the Titans beat them, dude.
They're going to beat them.
The Titans are favored by 1.5.
Yes.
3 points is your average home field advantage. So technically what they're saying here is if it was on a neutral field, the Texans would win. But I think the Titans pull this one off, man.
I think they will because I think the Houston Texans are going to bench their starters or sit their starters for playoffs.
Even with their starters in, the Texans
Yeah.
are kind of a shit show.
Yeah, because Houston's already solidified that 4th seed, and they're going to.
West Desert picks Tennessee
Yes,
as
I
well.
agree.
Cool, man.
So
Me
I
too,
think Tennessee
buddy.
are going to beat them.
Yeah,
They have a good. They're fighting for the jobs.
for sure, dude. I think they're going to come out and really. And they've got Snead. And
Yes.
Snead's going to probably pick somebody off. I know he's not going to allow a pass.
No.
And especially if it's Texans backup.
Who is Houston's backup, anyways? I wonder. It makes me kind of wonder.
Joey Chapstick.
Joey Chapstick. No, Garoppolo is going to be starting for the Rams, but we'll get to that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Jimmy Chapstick. All right, we got the Bills going to the Patriots. The Bills are favored by 2.5 points. I figure the Bills are going to let their guys go out, run a series, and then sit the hell down because there's no reason for heroes.
No,
today.
there's no reason whatsoever. Josh Allen is just going to start so he can keep his consecutive start
The
streak.
problem with Josh
alive.
Allen is if you leave his ass in the game, he's going to start playing hero ball.
He's just going to he's competitive.
He'll do it in preseason.
Yes.
He'll put his head against a defender's chest and knock him down in preseason. What the heck are you doing, man?
That's how competitive that man is.
This game don't matter.
It
don't matter.
It doesn't.
Stop it. Sit down, have a drink with a little umbrella on it, and relax, man. Yeah, the Bills will probably end up getting beat by the Patriots. Just because the Patriots all kind of want to keep their job, just like Tennessee is going to be doing as well. And so I kind of see the Patriots using this as their little season-ending celebrational W, and the Bills don't give a squat. Really, I mean, I don't think they even care. Do you? Do you think they're going to give a shit about this game?
No, nobody's going to give a damn. This might be a split.
I mean, you think the Bills still take it?
Mitch Trubisky is going to be starting.
Mitchy Biscuits.
Yeah.
That poor kid. See, there's another quarterback, just like Justin Fields, who was doomed because they got stuck with that garbage team over there.
Yeah.
In that one certain town in Illinois. The town that has people that boo their own stinking team.
They shoot each other up in the streets.
Yeah, mug each other just outside in the parking lot right there at the stadium.
Right.
Christmas.
Or Lord have mercy.
49ers are going to the Cardinals. Cardinals are favored by 4.5 points in this. Honestly,
it's a split.
I don't even doubt that the Cardinals can win this game. The 49ers have nothing. They have nothing, man. They got nothing to bring to the table wherever they go.
They did come out against that Lions on Monday night.
Yeah,
but then they stumbled on their own selves in the fourth quarter.
They burned out like a meteor, man. They went too hot and too fast, and then they just petered out.
Yep, exactly.
I think the 49ers need coaching replacement. If they could afford to keep all the guys they got and they had a better coach, those guys should be able to be coached into a win any time that they're all put on the same team.
Could you imagine if Harbaugh went back to the 49ers? Oh, my gosh.
So, ifs, right?
I know, right?
Ifs. I'm talking ifs. I'm talking ifs, like if this and if that. The reality is the 49ers freaking suck this year, and there's no fixing it until they just get rid of all those overpaid guys that are fighting each other to be the coolest overpaid guy.
Yeah.
Get themselves a real quarterback. Yeah, it was fun watching Brock Purdy with all of the weapons in the NFL on his team. That's literally everybody that was worth all the money in the NFL was on the 49ers.
It just goes to show you with Christian McCaffrey out that they're irrelevant.
So, but they were relevant before McCaffrey got there. I mean, Debo and dude, I could go through the whole list. They got all the really, really talented players.
Yeah.
I think they got too many of them with a bad coach.
And a lot of egos.
God, their coach, Kyle, has the biggest ego, too.
Yeah.
He blamed his mistakes on his defensive coordinator.
Oh, wow.
For real. And fired him. Fired him for losing the Super Bowl last year. We all know who didn't know the overtime rules. That was Kyle's bad. He had no idea what the hell the new rule was. He's supposed to be a fucking coach and teach his players what the new rule is and how to avoid messing up with the new rule. Daddy wasn't there to hold your hand, Kyle. What's up? You're going to live off your daddy's note and you're going to use all your daddy's plays. At least start thinking like your daddy, because he would have looked up that damn rule. He wouldn't blame another person. He would take the fault and go, man, my bad, But Kyle, he's like, it was him. It was him. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. It was him.
Like,
come on, man.
Leadership.
It's bad leadership, dude. Yep. I mean, if I had Debo Samuel, that's all I really need.
George Kittle, though.
George Kittle, that's all I really need.
Nick Bosa on defense.
I don't need anybody but Bosa. I mean, for real, you just take one of those guys, he's a whole team changer. And they had like six like 6 of them, man, and Kyle couldn't get it done. So
Yeah.
49ers are irrelevant until they get rid of Kyle Shanahan, in my book. Dolphins favored by 1 point at the New York Jets. Tua's out.
Tyler Huntley's in.
Huntley's in. Huntley is not terrible. He made it to the
Yeah.
show. Probably a fairly decent quarterback. I
Yeah.
would say he is a fairly decent quarterback, in my opinion. But he made it to the show. He's a backup quarterback in the NFL. Way better than I ever got.
Mhm.
I was like mediocre at best in high school football. Right?
Yeah.
I could never say that one of these guys playing the game is bad because obviously they're better than me. I'll say their coach sucks because you know what? Give me any of those guys, and yeah, we can make it work. I
My
think it's
gosh.
all about the culture.
I bet you can coach that Dolphin team better than Mike
So
McDaniels.
yeah, I wouldn't use analytics because analytics doesn't take in
Yeah.
the human factor. That's why Harbaughs are going to be the best coaches around. That's why Andy Reid is so good at it. They don't use that crappy analytics is. You know what analytics is? Analytics is nerds telling football players what's going to work best. Nerds
right?
that watch videos telling football players what's going to work every scenario. And no.
They tried it. He's
It never
trying to
works.
do a
It
money
hasn't
ball,
worked.
like what the Oakland A's did in baseball. You know, you ever watch that movie with the Oakland A's? They were trying to do whatever the hell they were doing. There was some analytic crap that was going on, and they were like,
Analytics is
"Let's do this.
just
We're
crazy.
gonna do this." And they turned the season around, but that only worked just for that season only.
I take the Jets in this one. They're West Desert. I think the Jets are going to come out and do that. Aaron Rodgers wants his 500th touchdown. He wants to go out and see, with style and see if he can get a job next year. And he's going to use this game to try to get himself a job next year. I don't know how. I don't know who the hell is going to want him. Maybe the Raiders. He might fit in the Raiders. He'll just never go, which
Right.
kind of fits the Raiders mentality, right?
Heard in over here, QBing in the NFL would be
Is
like
this-
my first couple of holes in one.
Is that lambda, lambda, lambda?
Yeah.
Try lambs. All right, so Seahawks are going to the Rams, and the Seahawks are favored by 6.5 points. I'm definitely taking the Seahawks. I don't care who the hell you think is going to be playing. the Rams.
GQ is going to be starting for the Rams. Jimmy Garoppolo, pretty boy face.
Garoppolo is more worried about being a cool guy than
Yeah.
freaking winning. He's
and
got
being GQ. He's on the cover of GQ, man.
I watched Garoppolo play with more quit than I've ever seen a quarterback play with. He quit like Tony Romo would quit. Like as soon as it started looking like you were going to lose, you would see Tony Romo limping off to the sideline and crying with some knee injury, or he twisted his ankle or whatever.
Yeah.
Garoppolo was basically one of those.
Tom
He's
Brady
not
made him
working,
relevant. Tom Brady made him relevant.
Yeah. Yep.
And Coach Belichick.
Yeah. So that's the only reason he got a job was because he was Tom Brady's backup. Oh, you learned from the GOAT?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Jimmy G was a prima donna. I can't believe he's even still got a job in this league. Taking the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Chargers. Here we go. Chargers at the Raiders. So Chargers are guaranteed a spot in the playoffs.
Yes.
They're only going to play their starters a little bit, probably.
Probably the first quarter.
I
maybe.
doubt the guys are even in there very long. Maybe just to get a good warm up so that it's not, I guess it'll be in Vegas, so it's not going to be cold or anything. I've seen it snow in Vegas one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a lightning bolt there. West Desert Life agrees with us. Chargers are taking this game. And I think they're going to win by a lot more than 4 points because it's the Raiders, and I want the Chargers to beat the living hell. I want to see 70-0. I want the Chargers to beat the Raiders 105-0.
That would be cool.
You know why?
Because the Raiders. It's the
F
Raiders.
the Raiders.
Yeah.
F the Raiders, man.
The hell with the Raiders.
All right, game of the week. game of the week, the Big Daddy, the big decision maker, the game that gets somebody the number 1 seed. This is the fight for the big boy spot
The number 1 seed and the division.
and the division.
Yes.
Vikings going to the Lions. The Lions are favored by home field advantage, which is 3 points. Taking the Vikings.
I'm taking the Vikings too. I like what the Vikings are doing. I like that defense. I love how Sam Bradford is, or Darnold, excuse me, Sam Darnold is doing. I apologize.
Sammy D.
Yeah, Darnold.
Man,
I
that
think
kid is just fantastic with that team.
I like Jefferson. I like Addison. I mean, my gosh, that whole team is amazing. They have a great defense.
I'm going to give big mad props to the Vikings offensive line. The guys that nobody looks at. These guys are giving Sam Darnold all of the protection anybody could ever dream of as quarterback. They're doing so damn good that he's rarely getting pressured as much as, say, even Mahomes. Mahomes been on his ass all season.
Yes.
Not Sammy. Sammy's been throwing touchdowns all season.
And he's been smart.
Well, I mean, if you've got a giant wall in front of you, a giant flesh wall, like meat wall, that is pushing against the guys that are trying to get to you, I think you're probably going to be okay.
I think this will come down to the wire. I like Jared Goff too, and what he's done with the Detroit Lions and his offense. The Detroit Lions defense is really injury prone and depleted with a lot of injuries.
Been a while since they had a good O-line. Yeah, baloney. Because West Desert, when we were in the West Desert, like years ago, I said, you watch what's going on, and you guys were doing it right, getting a good center, getting good tackles, getting the young guys that will be there for a long time, and then every year bringing in new ones that can learn from these guys and keeping an O-line. So it's been like probably, I'll give it 3 years now that the Vikings have had really good offensive and defensive linemen. And that's what it takes. That's recipe number 1 is the trenches, man.
Yes.
If you can win in the trenches, I don't know if anybody can even contend with you except for the Chiefs. But you guys are the NFC's Chiefs this year. So I think you guys go in, the Vikings go in and take care of Jared Goff. And I know if you turn Goff loose, he's going to score 50 points if you just, if you're not covering his ass good enough. But I don't think he's going to do that against your defense. You've got a very, very good defense over there in Minnesota. Vikings win by 8 points. Boom. Done. Said it.
I think the Vikings will win by 3, but that's just, yes.
That's weak sauce, man. I can't even believe I let him in my garage.
I think it'll be a shootout. The Lions are playing for something. I like their head coach. I mean, who would not want to play for that Lions head coach, Dan Campbell?
Yeah, Campbell's a heck of a coach, man. The only coach out there that I mean, other than say the Harbaughs and Reed, the guys that are super established and stuff, there's like a big 4 in coaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say Vrabel is one, Campbell is one, or one of the top 10s,
Mm-hmm.
And there's 32 teams. So if you're in the top 10, that's pretty good considering if they're coaches in the NFL, they're obviously good at what they do.
Yes.
And they can play ball with Goodall. It's not rigged. Wrestling is real.
Right?
So let's talk about the playoffs, man. We got some teams coming into the playoffs this year that haven't been for a while, like the Chargers, like the Vikings. Okay, so maybe we get playoff appearances here and there during our team's mediocre years, and sometimes we'll get past the wild card. Maybe we get to the divisional round and then we get stomped out. Who's gonna be that dark horse that makes it through that's not supposed to be there?
Honestly, let's go to the NFC side because the Rams have been playing good football. They've been awesome. I really like the Rams. I do like the Washington Commanders too. I think they're awesome.
NFC, I say Commanders are a dark horse for sure.
Yes, they definitely are the Cinderella team there.
Yeah, for sure.
Minnesota, nobody's really been talking to them until the last couple weeks.
I
You
have.
know, I mean, well, obviously us, but you know what I'm saying, though.
I've been watching that unfold and all year I've been like, man, I am glad we don't have to play the Vikings this year. Jeepers, I'd rather play the Lions than the Vikings.
And I think you
dude.
guys got to play the Lions next or the Vikings next year, which is scary.
Yep, that's on the schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get to bash heads with them. I think the whole division, don't we?
Yeah. You know, Minnesota. What the thing about Minnesota and their defense that I like too, I like their that one linebacker Van Ginkel. He played for the Miami Dolphins. They let him go, which was a big mistake. But you know what? It was a big bonus for the Vikings. Van Ginkel is just the man in Minnesota. I like him. I really do.
All right, who's your dark horse in the AFC?
See, the AFC, I think the most complete team besides the Kansas City Chiefs is probably going to be the Baltimore
I don't
Ravens.
think I said complete team. I want your underdog that
You want
makes
the underdog?
it.
The underdog?
The underdog that goes farther than anybody ever suspected.
The Chargers. I'm picking the Chargers.
Me too.
I'm picking the Chargers.
That's
on
a
that.
good dog right there. That's a dog with some fight in it, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. The Commanders are a dog with some fight in them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that the scenarios can work well to get the Chargers all the way to the championship,
hmm
but they might, dude. They just might. They just might. So if they win, they would have to play KC and beat KC in the divisional.
They would
right?
have to. And then Buffalo would have to. If Denver sneaks in, Buffalo and Denver plays, and I think Buffalo will beat them.
I guess it would depend because if they can beat Baltimore, then and if Denver beats the Bills,
Not gonna happen.
then Denver would. Is that right? Then Denver would come to KC.
Let's
Yeah,
see here.
yeah. So the Chargers need a win, and they need the Buffalo Bills to win to not have to face KC until the championship.
Yes.
All right. The Steelers could come out of nowhere.
Yeah, they can.
They got
mean,
a
obviously
coach.
don't count them out.
They got a coach that won't be counted out.
No, yeah. Mike Tomlin is a hell of a good coach.
Tomlin's something else, dude. That guy's had a winning record for like 16 freaking years in a row. He's never had a losing season the entire time he's been in Pittsburgh, man.
Mhm.
That's insane.
Never had a losing
That's
season.
insane.
And he's been a coach for them for what, 17, 18 years? Something like that.
You know, and
Amazing.
so right now we've got a Charger, a Chief, a Bill, and a Viking, and we have all seen those seasons where we get
Yes.
3 wins, 4 wins, and we're just disgusted. The Steelers have never freaking dealt with that, man.
No, never.
Not since at least the last 16 or 17 years. The lucky buggers. But take into account a decade ago, there was no good Baltimore team. There was no good Browns team.
No.
You know, Cleveland and Cincinnati, they sucked for 30 years straight.
Oh, yeah.
So all Pittsburgh had to do was beat literally the 3 worst teams in the NFL, and they made playoffs.
Twice a year.
There's 6 automatic wins every season.
Yeah.
They only needed like 2 more to stay relevant. You know?
Right? Exactly.
That's not fair.
No, it's not.
I know people would say that about the Chiefs, and I'm like, hold on, you have no idea what the West is like. The AFC West, those guys can be 2-11 or something, and they'll beat the shit out of the best team out there.
Yeah, the Browns upset it. Who was it? The Pittsburgh
Not
Steelers?
the Browns,
Oh.
man. I'm talking about the Chargers, the
Chargers, yeah,
Broncos,
yeah.
even the Raiders will come out and
Mhm.
40 point you for no damn
Yeah.
reason. You don't even know why or how the hell they could do it.
Mhm.
Everybody in the West has always been tough. And those guys, those Chargers, they know the Chiefs way too well. Harbaugh is going to end up knowing my team too well. I know that Andy Reid coached against the Harbaugh's dad. So Andy knows what both the Harbaugh boys are bringing.
Yeah.
They play their dad's style. All the Harbaughs, they have that same style of
That
coaching.
gritty defense.
It's more than just the gritty defense. It's how they actually go at the chess match.
Mhm.
Okay. And Andy Reid knows their game in and out. Any Harbaugh's game, just knows it in and out. So I think, yeah, I think the Chargers are the dark horse that could possibly come in and knock the Chiefs down, dude, if they win.
Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, no, it wouldn't. I'd be upset.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
I'll have to block certain fans from the. Actually, I'll high five you, man. I will high five you. If the Chargers could take down the Chiefs, I would be like, "Oh shit, I called it," and I would high five you. Browns are this week's spoiler. Is that what you're saying here?
Browns will spoil this week. Who did the Browns play again?
That's the Ravens.
Oh, the Ravens. Wouldn't that be something?
Hey, West Desert Life, you want to put some money on that? You want to put some money on that? Because the Ravens are favored by 20 points.
They do have a great defense.
The Ravens are going to be able to stay on the bus and win it. Like it's already written, apparently. It would be really fun to see the Browns get them though.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
That would be really fun.
But Lamar probably won't be starting this game because they have nothing. The Ravens have.
Well,
actually, they do have something to play. They have the seeding and the division because if they lose and the Steelers were happen to win, but the Steelers will get the division.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Ravens don't want to have to play away.
Oh, with Lamar Jackson and Derrick
home.
Henry, I don't see the Ravens losing this game. Derrick Henry has been balling out for that team, and Lamar
Not
Jackson
against the Chiefs, he hasn't.
No, but throughout this season,
he gets his butt stopped for like 60 yards against Kansas
Derrick
City.
Henry started
180 against
Derrick Henry started out slow, and then his best game was against Buffalo. Go figure, 200 fucking plus yards. Pardon my French, but
Derrick Henry is bigger than his blockers.
Yes.
That guy's a beast. A beast. Man.
But I like that team. I like how
me.
Lamar Jackson has been playing and throughout the season. He's been playing better football than he has in the last.
The Ravens
3
want
years.
home field advantage.
Mhm.
There's no way they're going to let the Browns beat them. The Browns are on their third string quarterback because famous Jameis got benched after the Kansas City game. I don't like that. I like
No.
Jameis Winston. He's fun to watch. You're going to lose if Jameis Winston is your quarterback. You're going to lose. We all know it. We don't care. We want to see that guy. He's funny. He makes me laugh every game. That
Right.
guy is so cool. He's
That
so
man,
funny.
that man he'll throw 6 touchdowns one week and then throw 6 interceptions the
next
following week.
Poor guy. Dude, some of the stuff. If you want a good, funny watch, when this is over, Google Jameis Winston being funny. And there's like 20 minutes worth of just. You will fall in love with this dude. He's such a big dumb, but he's so stinking nice. And he's got a giant heart. He's just a big old goofy goof, man. Probably one of my favorite personalities in the NFL right now.
Yes.
I like famous Jameis, man. But yeah, the Browns ain't going nowhere. That's not the spoiler, bro. Not the spoiler. The spoiler, the big spoiler of the day.
Could it be the Bengals?
No, it won't be. The only spoiler I could even fathom would be the Steelers being the spoiler against the Bengals.
Okay.
Because the Bengals are favored. So the only spoiler I can even like wrap my mind around.
That's true because the Bengals are
other than the Vikings, but that's basically a pick 'em.
Yeah.
So that's almost even odds with those two teams. But
or maybe the Giants.
But that's not really a spoiler because a spoiler it would seem you'd have to go against some like the Chiefs beating the Broncos and the Broncos being favored by 10 points. That's a spoiler.
Okay.
Yes, if the Browns could beat the Ravens and the Ravens are favored by 20.5 points, that means the Ravens, in order to cover, have to score 21 more points.
Mm-hmm.
than the Browns.
Yeah. And yes, the Bengals are favored over them. Yeah.
Bengals are favored over the Steelers, so the Steelers could play a spoiler, but they're not favored by much. It's not even. I mean, technically, it's since the Steelers are home, it would be like 5.5 points would be what the Bengals are favored by.
Yeah.
So if the Steelers could get a touchdown win, like a full 7
Yeah.
points or even 6 points ahead of them, that's a spoiler. Yeah, that's a spoiler.
Well,
I mean, the Rams might spoil the Seahawks. The Seahawks seem to have a bad game once in a while,
yeah.
but not a lot. But just they do have their.
It is in
days.
LA.
Yeah, it's at the Rams, and
Could the Bears spoil the Packers?
no way, dude.
The
The Bears
in
couldn't
Lambeau.
spoil milk if they left it out in the summertime for a week. You know, man, the Bears.
Wouldn't that be something if that was the big upset of the weekend?
That would be pretty cool, man. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the
Yeah.
Bears fans get any kind of victories. Though they booed Andy Dalton.
Mhm.
They booed him when he walked out on the field. All this guy was trying to do was go out there and win games for those people.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Ungrateful
they
fans.
Booed him. Ugh. You want to see me go sour? The Bears. I'll turn sour. Man, it's going to be a fun week, bro.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we got about 4 more minutes till we wrap up. You guys want to talk about anything other than the Bears? You got us for 4 more minutes. Who is your favorite player in all of NFL history? Put it in the chat. Let's talk about how great they were.
Okay.
Mine's Derek Thomas. Kansas City, Derek Thomas. Everybody knows who he was. He was a badass.
I'm Jim Kelly. I like Jim
Kelly
Kelly.
was tough, dude.
Yeah.
God dang. Jim Kelly was so tough. He took a hit every play his entire career. Got planted by that was back when it was okay to kill quarterbacks too.
Yeah.
And he would get up.
Jim Plunkett.
Dude, for real, I just
Yeah.
got some goosebumps.
Ooh.
Plunkett was dude, he was a boss.
Yeah.
Holy cats. West Desert, who's your guy? We got
Probably Fran
we got
Tarkenton,
Jim
right?
Kelly, Derek Thomas. So Kelly, Thomas, Plunkett. Anybody else coming in?
Fran DeMann. Yep.
Fran Tarkenton.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Imagine those guys on the same team. It would just be a perfect storm.
There's
Man.
a lot of QBs. in
So
there, isn't
yeah,
there?
with too many quarterbacks, right? But yeah, Fran Tarkenton could move. Fran Tarkenton, I don't have his stats here, but I know that he is literally one of the all-time greats. All-time greats, man. What Super Bowl was that he ran at? No, wait. Was it even? What year was it when Fran was playing there?
Butkus.
Dick Butkus. Didn't he become a coach for a while? It was Butkus. He became a coach. Imagine having to work for Dick Butkus. He would run your ass into the ground. He would treat you like an indentured servant, and you're going to do it his way because I'm Dick Butkus. You could never talk back to a guy like that.
Yeah.
You would have to just go out and do your job 100%.
Well, I have his stats up.
47,000 yards for Fran Tarkenton. Jeebus,
9
dude.
Pro Bowls.
3,600 rushing yards?
Yes. Almost 37, man. That's crazy.
Sick, dude. He played 18 years. Wow. 342 touchdown passes.
And
Obviously, he
yeah.
ran more in than he threw in. He must not have trusted his receivers very well.
This is the quote from Fran Tarkenton right here. He says, "I scramble because I'm good at it. Because I can twist and dodge those big pass rushers better than most guys, and we can get a lot of touchdowns that way."
Nice.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
Heck yeah. Good call. Good call bringing Mr. Tarkenton into that. Heck yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
So if I had to pick a quarterback,
Mhm.
probably going to take the ring bearer. I'll be taking Mahomes.
Yeah.
That's the greatest quarterback I've ever seen on my team. I'm not saying he's the greatest of all time until he
Mhm.
threepeats,
Yeah.
or until he has played 10 years in the league. That'll be my litmus test. I don't like the idea of calling anything a dynasty until there's been 10 years of it. So
Right.
you have a good test on how they do all those years. Um, but if he threepeats, there's no argument.
No, not at all. I just wonder if Josh Allen will be able to get that chip.
Josh Allen hasn't gotten an MVP. He should have had an MVP already.
Mhm.
Actually, I think Justin Herbert deserved an MVP one time.
I think his rookie year.
Yeah, he came out pretty stinking hot. He looked really good. And I don't know about MVP his rookie
Mhm.
year, but he's had a couple of really good years,
Yeah.
good runs at it.
Mhm.
Just shit coaching until now.
Yeah.
Man, I did not like that guy that was coaching over at the Chargers. And the guy at Miami as well. They both play
Oh,
the
I'm hoping
analytics.
I'm hoping he finds a new home or is gone.
Yeah, Mahomes is a goat. He's not quite the goat until he can do. He's basically already beat Brady in everything
Yeah.
in the first however many years, but um, he will threepeat, and then there's no argument. And if he doesn't threepeat, he's just going to go after 7 or 8 rings, and that's the last thing you guys want. That's all I'm saying. You guys need to jump onto the refs and tell them, listen, let Mahomes have it so we can get fucking rid of him. It was like when Elway lost. He just kept losing Super Bowls. And then he just kept coming back. And then finally the league was like, Jesus Christ, just give him a couple of them.
Here.
Maybe we can get him the hell out of here. No, he bought the damn team.
Yeah. Right? Now look at Denver.
All right, boys, it's been an hour. We're going to call this one just like a 1 hour episode. We would go longer, but my lovely wifey made us stir fry, and I've been smelling that for an
Yes,
hour
and it
now,
does
dude.
smell
Gosh,
good.
man.
My
So
kids already ate dinner and I'm ready to eat.
like and subscribe, and we'll be right back here next week at the exact same day, exact same time, and everything. And it was great to talk football with you boys. Thanks for coming, man. Be sure to like and subscribe.
You guys have a good one.
Bye, boys. That was pretty